Okay, can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right. So I'm just going to do like a really quick recap of Qigong and then move into the 5 elements. So the word Qi, Qigong, energy. And in Chinese medicine, basically, the whole belief is that whenever you're experiencing any illness or disease, it's a form of energy caused by energy blockages. So just to understand energy blockages, it's just a place in the body where the energy is not flowing smoothly. So basically, energy flows in your body, just like how water flows in a river system. It's meant to flow smoothly and harmoniously. When there is a dam, however, in the river system, that's going to impede the flow of water. Just like in our body's energy system, if there's a blockage, it's going to impede the flow. So through this practice, we're helping to transform energy blockages. And the most common cause of energy blockages are stress, emotions, accidents, also change in weather, any medications that you take. All these things can cause energy blockages. So as Einstein said, energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, but it can be transformed. The question is, how can you transform this energy for better? So Qigong is working with energy to help create a healthy and balanced body, mind, and spirit. So what we're going to do is move into the 5 elements healing moving meditation, which was developed by Master Lin. Now I'm just going to do a quick check. Are you able, you're hearing me here okay?
Yep.
Yep, okay, good. So in these 5 elements, this is actually really quite a brilliant system here. It's a cornerstone of Chinese medicine. And understanding that there's emotions and organ systems which are associated with each of the elements. So at the top of the chart here, you see the wood element, it's the liver system. And each emotion actually has a specific frequency and vibration which will impact each of these systems. So anger will impact the liver system in a negative way. It causes like an acidic type of energy. But there is an antidote. Just like how we were seeing in Feng Shui, there's always a cure. Well, in Qigong, when you're feeling this anger starting to come up, the antidote, what's going to actually neutralize anger is happiness. So we will learn to focus on these positive healing emotions, which will actually help neutralize the negative ones, which will then help transform energy blockages. So when we move from the liver system, we go to the heart system. And hatred or extremes of emotions will impact the heart system, which is part of the fire element. And what's going to neutralize that is focusing on joy. So even if you're not feeling happy or you're not feeling joyful, just by focusing on that word, breathing in the vibration of that emotion, pretending will actually help to neutralize the negative impact of the negative emotions. From joy, we move to the earth element, which is part of the stomach, pancreas, spleen system. And overthinking or anxiety will impact that system. But to neutralize that, focusing on peace and groundedness will help to transform that energy. From the stomach, the earth element, we move to metal, which is part of the lungs or the breathing system. So when people are feeling sad or depressed and that energy stays caught up in the system, it can cause issues in that breathing system. So depression and sadness will negatively impact the breathing system, whereas focusing on contentment and satisfaction will actually help to support, to heal that system. And finally, the 5th element is the water element, which is the kidney system. And fears will impact the kidney system in a negative way, whereas focusing on gratitude will actually help to counteract that, to neutralize that. So we're going to be bringing in these positive emotions with the healing movements that were created by Master Lin. So this is what I'm going to move into next. So while I shift out of this, I want to then move into our moving. So I'm going to step away from my computer so that you can have a full body view. And you guys can get yourself comfortable. You can do these exercises sitting or standing. So whatever feels good for you. And I'm going to move back. And Myrna, you're good? You can see me? All right, perfect. All right, so as we are always in our Qigong practice, we like to start with a warm-up. So we're just doing an abbreviated warm-up here. I'm just warming up for a minute or so, bouncing to help warm up the body, activate your internal WD-40. Actually, you're just warming up the body and moving the lymphatic fluids. And you're shaking out, releasing any stress or tension. And as we're bouncing, taking in cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And what I like to do is to give that imagery of imagining yourself as a child, 5 or 6 years old, just playing outside in the springtime. So bringing arms up over the head, just letting go of the wrists, relax your shoulders. So as a child, bring in that youthful curiosity, that youthful happiness into the practice. You don't have a care in the world. Then bringing the arms down, gently rotating side to side, just along the axis of the spine. And as you slow down the bouncing, getting into that beginning Qigong stance with your feet about shoulder width apart, toes are pointing forward. Just gently bringing elbows out to the sides. So your feet is connected to the floor, the knees are soft, and your spine is tall. Gently tuck the chin in and rest the tongue at the roof of the mouth. As you wear that gentle inner smile, you're inhaling and exhaling gently through the nose. So we change the breathing pattern from the inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth to inhaling and exhaling through the nose to circulate the energy. As you bring your awareness to that area deep behind your navel, your lower dantian, as you imagine that beautiful ball of golden healing light. As you breathe in through your skin, collecting more unconditional healing love energy through every pore of your skin, through every cell of your body, into your lower dantian. As you exhale, releasing any excess energy that no longer serves you. Deep and gentle breath in. As you exhale, feel your shoulders are sinking down to the ground. And as you focus on that light in your lower dantian, you set your intention for today's practice. You tell the universe what you want from your heart. And calling upon your master's energy to assist you with this healing meditation. We say the connecting phrase in our mind, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. Now you feel the stillness and the quietness. So you bring the right hand, palm faces the upper chest. The left hand, your palm faces your navel. Just keeping space between your fingers as you relax your shoulders. Imagining a transparent column of light or energy in the middle of your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your torso. You bring the right hand out, down, and away from your body, And the left hand slowly moves up the torso. So you're creating this elliptical pattern with your hands. And the slower you move, the better it allows you to feel. To feel the flow of energy with your hands. As you bring in the awareness of the healing emotion of happiness. Just thinking of something in your life that makes you happy. That brings a smile to your face. Breathing in happiness through every pore of your skin. And as you exhale, you release any imbalance of energy in your body. And remembering that even if you don't feel happy, you breathe in this happiness and you can pretend to feel happy at this moment to assist you with your healing journey. As we slowly complete the cycle, ending with both palms facing your lower dantian, females right hand in and left hand out. Opposite for males, left hand in, right hand out. Just breathing in gently into your lower dantian, exhaling and releasing. As we move to the next movement, the breathing of the universe. Inhale as we float the elbows out, gently bending the knees. As you exhale, bringing the palms closer together, gently straightening the knees. Inhale, expand. Exhale, compress. Coordinating the breath with the movement, going at your own comfortable breathing rate. As you bring your awareness to the healing emotion of joy. And joy is happiness for no particular reason. And the vibration and frequency of joy helps to support your heart system. Breathing in joy through every pore of your skin. Exhaling and releasing what no longer serves you. Now initially, you can do these movements for a few minutes or gradually increase the time. Remembering to always honor your body. You can take a break at any time. As we slowly complete this cycle, breathing into your lower dantian. Exhale, release. Imagining you're holding on to a helium-filled balloon, which you allow to float up above your head. Your arms follow suit. Bringing arms up above the head. If you have any issues with your shoulders, you can adapt the movement. But we inhale with a gentle bend in the knees, exhaling as you straighten. Inhaling down and exhaling up. So we connect the heaven energy with the earth energy. And again, just being mindful of the shoulders and relaxing them down away from the ears. Going in your own meditative rhythm as we bring our awareness to the healing emotion of peace. And peace helps to transform any anxiety or overthinking, which impacts our spleen system. So we breathe in peace through every pore of our skin. Exhaling and releasing what no longer serves you. Remembering that in order to experience peace in our life, we first need to experience and cultivate this peace within. Then as you slowly float the elbows back down to the sides, connecting the fingertips in front of your lower dantian, gentle pressure between the fingertips, and then widening your stance. And to connect with our body's energy. Inhaling as we shift our weight to the left, exhaling as we shift to the right. Breathing in to the left, as you breathe out to the right. And just being mindful of the knee posture. All these movements should feel good. So adapt the movements to your needs. The more comfortable you are, the deeper you can go into this moving meditation. Bringing our awareness to the healing emotion of contentment. Contentment helps to transform any grief or sadness which impacts our breathing system. So we breathe in contentment through every pore of our skin. And we feel so satisfied. As we slowly complete this cycle, bring our feet back, our shoulder width apart, and turning the fingertips upward in prayer posture. We move that energy ball, that light from the lower dantian up into our heart center. As we bring our awareness to the healing emotion of gratitude. Let's take a few moments right now to think of the things in your life that you're grateful for. Feel that gratitude expanding throughout your heart center. Imagining that light expanding throughout your body. As we add in the gratitude movement, inhaling with a gentle bow. Exhaling as you straighten the spine. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. And going within a range that feels good for you. You continue to breathe in gratitude through every pore of your skin. And with each exhale, you release what no longer serves you. As we come to an end of this movement, direct that light from the heart center back down to the lower dantian. And imagining that energy ball at the lower dantian is spinning faster and faster. It gets brighter and brighter. and smaller, turning into a small energy pill which you will tuck in deep behind your navel. Please take 3 gentle, deep breaths now. As you bring your awareness back to this room and back to your body, I was harvesting the energy at the end of the moving meditation, rubbing hands together and massaging your face, going up the bridge of the nose, across the forehead, down the sides, connecting at the chin. So helping to bring us out of the meditation and helping us to ground our energy, also helping to balance our energy even better by directing the energy we've cultivated into all the points of the body. Massaging your ears from top to bottom. All right. Return here. Okay, so my friends, that was an abbreviated version of the 5 elements movements, but you can actually choose one of the movements and cycle through the 5 emotions. So for example, maybe you're just doing the one movement and you just focus happiness and then joy and peace, contentment. So that's a different way that you can do it, but you can practice for a few minutes, or if you have a half an hour, that's even better. After the recording, this recording is probably 15 minutes of practice, but I will send you a longer version so you can follow that along. What I find is with a lot of these movements, they're very simple, but it's learning how to relax your body into it, especially your shoulders. So I find, especially the movement where you put your arms up above the head, that's a humzinger for a lot of people. So to honor your body, you keep training your shoulders to come down. So instead of getting, irritated with it, embrace it. And if you can learn to relax the shoulders, you can take breaks as you need to, but this one is a really great one to create that heat in the torso and the triple heaters. So I find that one especially for people that are always in their heads, or they have tech neck issues where they're just really tight in their traps. Because it hurts a lot, you just want to adjust it so it feels good, but it will actually create a really great healing impact when you can work through that motion and that movement. So I just wanted to mention that because I know some of the movements feel maybe a little bit less comfortable than others, but you can lose yourself in it. So once you start with what you can do. Maybe it's a couple of minutes, but gradually increase the time. And half an hour is ideal. Like if you can do a session for half an hour, that's great. But just use that good, better, best philosophy in the practice. You only have a couple minutes, then a couple minutes is great to start. Okay. Are there any questions or... And these questions, again, they can be asked after as well, and I can connect with you and respond to them. So, no questions? Nope. Okay. Well, now I'll hand it over to you then.
Thank you, Manira. I'm very relaxed. I hope I can progress from here. Actually, I feel really grounded, so thank you for that. It's excellent. Excellent way to start my day. Start my afternoon. Okay, at the very bottom of your screen, there is a box that says chat. I have muted you all. So if you would like to ask a question as I'm teaching, just type it into the chat piece, and I think I have figured out how to read it. And if I'm unable or I don't get to your question at the end, again, we're going to leave a few minutes so that we can address questions at the very end. For all that. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to share my screen. Get my slides up. There we go. Share. All right, does everybody see a big picture of a bedroom? All good? Okay, so the Feng Shui master bedroom. This is the second or one of the 3 pillars in Feng Shui. And what I wanted to say about this piece is that it doesn't really matter where this bedroom is located. We do have an energetic map that we use called the back wall that also has to do with relationships. But really, the pillar of the master bedroom, it can be anywhere in your home. And when we adjust the energy of this bedroom, it can enhance our well-being in the specific areas of health and wellness. So it doesn't matter if it's in the left side or the right side or anywhere in your home. It's still a pillar, a life pillar in Feng Shui. And here's a little tidbit too, is that this is a very special pillar in that whenever we really want to create a change in our lives, whatever that change is, we always address the master bedroom first. And that is because it's called the theory of relative positioning, but really what it means is that it's the room where we spend the most time in. So this room has the most influence on us. So when you think about that, we spend a third of our life sleeping. That's a stat that's been, we spend 7 to 8 hours generally, most of us sleeping. So that's a lot of time to spend in one room to have it influence us and all the contents in the room to influence us. So when we can start changing it, improving it, enhancing it, our lives get better. So this is a very important room. It is the most important room once we move inside the house. So I believe the front entry that we've already discussed is really vital because we need to get the energy into the home. And that's where I would always start for opening up the space. But once we're inside, it is this room that can move the needle on our lives. So the goal here in this room is we want to create a room that feels serene, obviously, calm, that we feel supported in. And when we can add a few other key elements like, maybe a little bit of a fiery element, we can add some more passion into our lives. And that passion, besides being like a romantic feeling, can also be imbued in our lives out in the world. So it's a very powerful room when we can set it up with Feng Shui principles. And the other thing I want to say here before we move on is again that everything that we surround ourselves with, our artwork, our furnishings, everything is sending a message out to us, and we are receiving that, whether we're aware of it or not. So as we get through, the rest of these slides in this conversation today, I hope that your awareness is peaked and that you can start looking at your bedroom with Feng Shui eyes and start making adjustments to that. Okay, so first off, a little quick recap. There's a few things that can block your health and your love relationships in the master bedroom. And we've talked about that before. It's clutter. So again, clutter translates as suck energy for us. When we see clutter, we feel overwhelmed. This room freaks me out. I mean, it's a very, you don't even know where to start. We feel overwhelmed by these situations. So, that's the number one thing, is that we can't relax in this space. Clutter is too many things in a room. So it's vital that we deal with the clutter. And then the rooms, the spaces that we have, like our closets and our dressers, it's really imperative that we create extra room in those spaces, because the message out to us is that, yes, I have more space in my life for more love, better health, whatever it is. So that's why we, really need to focus on having some extra space in those closets and dressers. And then, things that don't belong in the bedroom are, we talked about electronics before. Again, that's blocking energy. TVs, that's another thing. Anything like a computer, a tablet, anything that you could think of would be a distraction to your sleep or to your connection with a partner does not belong in the bedroom. All right, I'm just going to go my chat, see if there's any questions yet. Okay, good. I think we're doing good here. I have a lot of clients when I go to their homes that have TVs in their bedrooms. And that is a very common situation. And a lot of them are built-in, like this example here. So, you know, we don't have to renovate a room and take things out of walls. Most things in Feng Shui, there are simple solutions for. And so if you ever encounter or have a TV in your bedroom, a simple solution is to just drape it at night, and that sort of erases it in our Feng Shui world. So just so it's not in your visual line of sight. Same with if you had a desk or something else that doesn't really belong in a bedroom. We have desks that are associated with work. We can have exercise equipment that are associated with working out, and those are not the messages we want to have in our space. So again, create a visual barrier, something you can do. But those last 35, 40 minutes that you have to sleep, or before you go to sleep, really impactful on what you're going to be marinating in. So it's best to eliminate these things that will distract you from quality sleep and from connecting with your partner. Okay. So I think that's, oh, and the other thing I did want to mention too here again was that under the bed, ideal not to have any storage. We talked about that before. It's ideal to have a space where the qi can circulate around us even while we're sleeping. So no storage under the bed. And if we do have a bed that has, you know, drawers underneath, you know, under the mattress levels, then that is the place where we can store things associated with sleep. So, you know, more bedding, pajamas, that sort of quiet things that we are sleeping on, whatever that is. And, you know, it's impactful on our sleep and on our health. Okay. And then finally, the last thing, we want to clean before we, you know, do any enhancements. That's like, we've now done this beautiful prep. We've decluttered our room, we've removed distractions, and then a clean room. It again benefits our health. We feel more fresh in our life, our relationships. You know, we're not as, you know, it's, the metaphor is that we're not stale. Dust and dirt is stale. So clean, and that we feel more vitalized in our life with our partners if we want to attract a partner. So that's an important piece too. It's like we've now prepared this beautiful slate so that we can start adding some enhancements. And another thing too is that open your bedroom windows when you can and get in that fresh air. Mother Nature is an amazing cleaner, and you know, circulating and exchanging that air is fantastic for us. Some people sleep with their windows cracked, and if it's not a noisy exterior, I would recommend that as well, just to have that nice fresh air coming in at night as well. Okay, let's move on. Okay, all right. So the most important piece of furniture in the bedroom is the bed. And an ideal, now I'm going to talk about ideals. And I will talk about what we do if we don't have the ideal situation. Remember, there is always a Feng Shui solution for anything. All right. We want to enhance our love life. And one thing that we can do every day that is super simple is to make our bed. When we can make our bed, one, it instantly tidies the room. It sort of sets the intention for having a productive, focused, intentional day. It carries us through the day. So that is a small piece that we can do every day, is make our beds. And then when we talk about the bed itself, we do not need to have a headboard. However, if we do have a headboard, it offers us more support in our lives. We feel more supported when we have a solid headboard behind us. And solid, meaning no bars, no slats, ideally. This is an important piece. It could be upholstered, it could be wood, it doesn't matter, but solid offers us more support in our lives. If you have bars, if you have slats, you can become creative. You can cover them with fabric. You can do different things with them or replace it completely. But the headboard also needs to be attached to the bed. No wobbly headboards. That's also a metaphor. It sort of sends a message out that we're unstable in our relationships or whatever. So we want to have solid. We want to feel solid in our bed. And the ideal Feng Shui bed is wood. It's a natural product. And again, a bed that is raised up off the floor, ideally with 4 legs is the best, so that qi can circulate beneath the bed. If you have a bed that is on rollers, again, it's sort of like we're moving. You know, we don't want to be moving around in our relationships. We want to have a solid feel. So if you do have rollers, you can replace them. You can lock them usually, but ideally if you can replace them, there are plugs that you can buy to pull out the roller part and replace them with a stable footing, if that applies to you. Okay, let's talk about the mattress. So the mattress of your bed. We want to have a brand new mattress for you and your partner. If you have, you don't want to ever buy a used mattress, is what I'm getting at. It carries what we call predecessor energy, or carries the energy of the previous owners, and we don't know what their life stories were. So ideally, we want to have our very own mattress that has only belonged to us. And if we have had a relationship that has ended, for whatever reason, it is ideal if we can replace that mattress. And a quick solution for that, if you are not able to replace a mattress, is to smudge it or clear it. And if that is of interest to anyone, I can post some information about how to do that later. But that is a quick solution for clearing your bed and setting the intention. It will be clear for the new relationship, or to, if you've ever had an illness or something, you might also want to smudge a mattress as well. Okay, and then size. Size matters. The mattress. If we are an owner of a single bed and we are single, it's going to be tough getting out of that singleness. The ideal bed size in Feng Shui is a double or even a queen. We like that size because there is room to grow or move up, but we don't, because it still leaves us with an intimate space to be connected with our partner. A king size bed is very spacious. We're a little bit more distant. And the key thing with a king size mattress or bed is that beneath the mattress, there are usually 2 twin box springs to support the king mattress. And those are 2 separate things, the 2 with a metal bar usually that separates them. So when couples are having issues and they are on a king size bed, they have this sort of separate energy between them, metaphorically, with their bed. And so there is always, like I mentioned, a Feng Shui recommendation for that. We use the power of red, and we use a beautiful red sheet. You can get them anywhere, just placed between the mattress and the box spring. And that erases that division or that separation and brings the couple back together. But if you're ever shopping for a new bed and you're considering sizes, doubles or queens are the ideal size for a couple. Okay, good. No questions yet. All right. We're going to talk about placement for the bed in a second. But here we have a picture of a bed that has lacking in support, in my opinion. There's a window behind the bed, and that is not an ideal placement for it. Do you feel how vulnerable you might feel in this situation? If there is a headboard, it's a very low one. And it's, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful and stunning to look at that greenery outside, yet we don't feel supported. It's a little bit too much action going on. So it's, you know, nature and whatever is great, vulnerable big window, it's a bit of an energy leak. This is one of the reasons why we like to say have a solid headboard. I don't know if you can get that sense or not, but it's quite, if you can feel energy, that you would feel that feels quite vulnerable. In this situation, if there was nowhere else to put this particular bed, I would recommend that they put, you know, some beautiful blinds on the windows that could be closed at night. And I would also enhance the headboard, if there's not one already, with a bigger headboard. And they would feel more solid and supported in their lives. Okay, so let's talk about the command position. Where do we place our beds? In this situation, we have 4 key criteria for where to place a bed in Feng Shui. And all 3 of these beds in this picture are correct. They're all considered in the command position. It puts you in a position of power. You are not open to surprises. It changes how we are out in the world when we can be in command when we're sitting or sleeping. So the 4 pieces of criteria is that the bed is as far into the room as possible. You know, if you can see my cursor, we wouldn't want to have the bed up near the door here. Okay. We would also want to be able to see the door when we're in the bed. So we have a good visual. There's nothing blocking the view. So we can see that door easily from when we're in the bed. And also, the 3rd criteria is that we have the widest view of the whole room. So really, that, you know, there's nothing behind us, right? We want to have ideally a solid wall behind us. And then the 4th piece, which is quite important, is that we are not placing our bed in the line of the door. This is the line of the door. So a bed anywhere in here would be a challenge to be sleeping in. Okay, so what does that mean, the line of the door? I got another slide here. Okay, yes. When we have a doorway and our bed is in front of the doorway, what happens is that we end up getting the energy comes into us a little bit stronger than we like. Sometimes we can have symptoms, it affects our health. So we can have symptoms that our health may be affected wherever it would cross our body, the line of our body in this bed. So here it might be, I don't know, I would say maybe chest or torso, perhaps this person, where we cross them. So if they were having any health issues in their torso, then I would recommend that they either move the bed. That would be number 1. If they could move their bed, move it to a different wall, better location. Obviously in this room over here would be maybe the best place for the bed, sort of flipped to the other wall. Now, sometimes we cannot move our bed. It is, you know, there's jut outs and jut ins and windows and other doors. Then we would need to offer a cure or a recommendation to help with this energy. and we would place a crystal. So up in the corner here, I've made a close-up of what the crystal would look like. This is a Feng Shui crystal. And we would hang it from the ceiling. So this is actually in front of someone's door, but it would hang on the ceiling in between, the midpoint between the door and the bed, from the ceiling. And just like the wind chime that we talked about last week, the cure also is hanging it from a red cord, a cord that is 9 inches or 9 centimeters, or combinations of those, so 9 again, 18, 27. Most come on a 18-inch cord like this one that's hanging in this front hall. But they, again, the criteria for a Feng Shui crystal is that they are faceted, so they have these beautiful cuts in them, so that if the sun ever hit them, they would throw this beautiful spectrum of light around the room. It doesn't have to be, you know, the sunlight does not have to hit them for them to be functional, but that is part of the protocol, is that they be faceted. And also that they are made with crystal. So about 30% crystal is a good Feng Shui crystal. And that also the size of the crystal, 40 to 50 millimeters is ideal to be the recommendation here. And what it does is that it changes the direction of the energy. It uplifts the energy, it slows down the energy, so it's not as impactful when you are in bed and having that rushing energy at you. Okay. So I don't know if we need to go back or not. The computer won't let me. Okay. So there's no questions that I can see, so we're just going to keep going. So command position. So let's talk about when we place a bed. We want to ensure also, besides it being in the command position, that we allow equal space on both sides of the bed. So this is about equality in the relationship, or saying we have space in our life for a new partner. So when I see a bed that is pushed up against a wall, could be a small room, but having that bed against the wall, it's saying that, one, maybe we have no space in our lives for that other person, or if there are already two people in the relationship, then it would imply that maybe one has a smaller voice, or, you know, the relationship itself is not as equal. So that is a piece about having equal space on both sides of the bed. And also in this picture, I also want to talk about feminine versus masculine energy. It's also, again, ideal here not to have one super heavy masculine or super heavy feminine if we are trying to create a partner relationship. We all have qualities of both within us. So it's really imperative that we honor all those energies. And to us, this helps make the room feel balanced as well. That's what helps us kind of create that serenity, that calmness, by creating a room that feels not heavily one or the other, just that nice balance. And you'll know if things feel unbalanced to you because it's almost a bit shocking or jarring when you walk into a space. This one's not too bad. It doesn't scream heavily masculine or feminine to me. And again, and you can err a little bit on either side, whatever is your preference, but just be careful not to have, you know, complete lace bedroom where a man wouldn't want to enter, or even, you know, for ourselves, it's kind of jarring. Even if we're very feminine ourselves, it's nice to have that balance of other energies. Okay. I'm moving quickly, but we have lots of stuff I wanted to talk about today. Artwork. I wanted to talk about the messages our artwork sends to us. Now, there are numerous things that we hang in our bedrooms. So artwork, photos, family pictures, and they all are sending, again, messages to us. So first rule of thumb is no singles. If we want to have a partner or an equal relationship, single things do not enhance that. They're not an enhancement at all. So single people or abstracts with single things or a single tree or single rose photos, anything like that, I would say find a great space somewhere else in your home for that. Pictures that are of nature, fabulous. Always, always fabulous. I wouldn't necessarily go for maybe a crashing ocean waves, maybe something a bit more serene, but in general, nature pictures, fantastic. And then things that to you resemble romantic, right? There's a couple here in nature walking together, that felt romantic to me, so I used that as a slide for us today. But whatever sort of resonates with you that you love. And you can also, you know, you can use abstracts with the reds and the pinks. We're going to talk about colors in just a second, but two of the colors that we like to recommend in this bedroom area are pinks and reds. Pinks more about love energy. Reds are a bit more about fire energy, so passion. So those are things you can bring in with abstracts or whatever as well. When we have pictures in or photos of people in our bedroom, like ourselves, our family, this room is really for us and our partner. So the pictures there should only be of us and our partner. I would move other family member pictures out of this one room and have them elsewhere. We really don't want to have other people's eyes on us. So that's one thing that I would recommend, is just to move those other people out of the room. Find a fab self and your partner that you feel good looking at, and that's good energy to enhance the space further for you. Okay. Oh, and you know, you can even use the pink sheets or the red sheets on your bed to further enhance this as well. Okay. Quick talk about mirrors in the bedroom. Mirrors are kind of an active type of energy. They kind of double things in our spaces. So in my school of Feng Shui, mirrors are fine as long as when we're in bed, we don't see ourselves in the mirror. That's kind of the rule of thumb. And I would also like to say, if you have a situation like this where you can't cover up that mirror, or I mean, you can't move the mirror out of the way, cover it. Use it like the TV example. Put a scarf over it, drapery, something like that, just to like quiet that room down and make it a little bit more soft and quiet for you. But mirrors are okay if you can't see yourself in them from the bed. What else? Okay, good. Okay, I want to talk about rose quartz. This, for you crystal lovers, is rose quartz. And this is the sort of the rougher version of rose quartz. You can also have a nice polished version of this as well. But rose quartz is considered the heart crystal. It's the love crystal. And when you have them in pairs in your bedroom, that's some powerful stuff. I had a client who had a large rose quartz crystal, and she had a small rose quartz crystal that she was displaying in her bedroom. And, you know, pairs are really fantastic. We're going to talk about things in pairs in a second, but they felt imbalanced to me. So I did recommend to her that she pick two of equal size. And then after she did that, she started having some significant increase in her dating after she did that. But rose quartz is fantastic for drawing in that love energy, imbuing it in your space. It's a fabulous crystal for this one room. Okay, so items in pairs, as I was just saying. This is a one room where we want to have duality. So 2 candles, 2 pillows, 2 lamps, 2 night tables. And when you place things intentionally in pairs to boost that couple energy, create sort of similar size. They don't have to be all matchy-matchy, that's not a thing, but of equal weight or equal size is to your benefit. Remember that lady I talked about with the rose quartz? As soon as she balanced them, things started moving for her. So again, it's about equality in the relationship. We want to have a nice balanced partnership. Okay, and then to recap and add a few things here. First off, start with the things that could block that love energy and that health energy in that room for yourself. So that's the clutter, that's the electronics, that's anything that's a distraction for you, the work or the children's toys or whatever those things are that don't belong in the room. So deal with those first and then clean the room. It feels fantastic. after that. Really, if you do not add any enhancements from that, just moving, that moves the needle so far in how we feel in our space. It really shores us up. This room is about loving ourselves, but it's also about, you know, loving our partner or inviting a partner into our lives. And then from there, then I would suggest, you know, doing the enhancements, looking at things with new Feng Shui eyes about what looks like duality to you, what's romantic art for you, what feels good. I would, you know, I would add fire elements if I want to spice up the passion a little bit more. And fire elements are things like candles, things like animal prints, because animals have kind of a fiery energy. Look at things like that. You can add pink throws onto your bed, or a couple pink cushions, or red ones. But look around your room and see if you would like to change anything. You may not, but just look at your space with new Feng Shui eyes and see where you can move that needle to add inviting more love into your life. All right, and I'm just going to stop the share here for a second. All right, back to me. See me now? Okay. All right, Manira. Did I stop the share okay? Okay, you're muted. All right. So I have completed that portion, I believe. I don't see any questions in, oh, there's a couple. No. All right, I've got some chat questions. Here we go, let's see. Are there colors that are better to paint your bedroom? Oh, excellent question, Shauna. So yes, rule of thumb, nature colors are the best colors in Feng Shui for painting your room. So that would be, you know, all the earth tones, the greens, all the browns, beiges, eggshells, some yellows even, and the blues of the sky. So earth tones are the most fabulous colors, and anything in that hue that you like. However, if you want to use the Feng Shui colors to boost love energy or the love energy, then that's when we start adding the pinks and the reds. But you don't really need to paint walls, those entire, you know, that color to get that energy in there. You could simply use like the toss cushions or the candles or whatever else to bring in the pinks and the reds if you'd like to invite those colors in. And, you know, rule of thumb in Feng Shui always is what color resonates the most with you, what you like, because then you are going to feel happy in your space. Okay. Now, I think that's, is there any more questions? All right. I think that's it. Manira, do you have anything that you'd like to say as we wrap up that people can do for the following week and with your Qigong practice? You're muted, by the way. Oh, wait.
Unmute. Okay. Yeah, I was actually going to say we can use the colors as well, like when we do the energy breathing. So bringing in that red color, so breathing red into your, you know, to every pore of your skin. So if your intention is you want to open your heart, you want to attract more of those loving relationships, or even just doing it for yourself, because this is probably one of the greatest acts of self-love is when you practice for yourself. So I believe it all weaves in really nicely, adding in the color in with the practice as well. So
beautiful. So we'll be sending out a recording, this recording to you shortly. And with this, you'll also be receiving a checklist from me for the bedroom. And Manira, anything from you that's...
Yeah, so I have a little longer video that people can practice with. So it's about 25 minutes, and it actually incorporates the chanting, which we were going to start next week, but I can give you guys at least a review, and we can get into that.
Wonderful. Okay, so next week we'll be talking about the prosperity area, which is the stove in the kitchen for my part in Qigong, and we already know what Manira is going to be sharing a little bit more of. So thank you so much. I encourage you to use the Facebook group if you want to post any pictures, get any questions answered, or you can email us as well. And until next week then, we really hope you have an awesome week.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.